What's going on, everybody? It's Nick here again with another video. If you haven't checked out my first video in my beat making building blocks, check that out. In this video, I'm going to be talking about song structure and what that is. In songwriting or beat making, there's different sections that you can use in order to balance out your song in a way that it'll make sense. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 4 different sections. Those include intro, verse, chorus, and outro. I'm going to be talking what each of those are, how they work with each other, and how you can apply them in songwriting and beat making. I'm using Logic Pro, but these are general concepts that you can apply to any software that you choose. So let's get into it. All right, so here we are back in Logic. The first section I wanted to start with was the intro or introduction, which is this section in our arrangement that is going to start off our song. It's usually going to be fairly short, a lot of times just 4 to 8 bars. This case I used just 4. And it's going to help build the suspense. So it's not going to be all of our sounds all at once. So in this case, I used my synth lead sound that I had in my last video with the 808 just for 4 bars by itself. And this is what that sounds like. So as you could hear there in that intro, it sounded like something was coming. It wasn't everything all at once. It would sound like there was some suspense. So the next section that I have in this song is a verse. There's no right or wrong order to structure a song. Sometimes it can go intro, hook. In this case, I decided to go intro, verse to kind of help build it a little bit more. A verse section now is going to be the section where most of the development of a song happens. The lyrics, whether it's a rapper or a singer, it's not going to be repetitive. It's not the catchy huge part of the song. It's usually going to be less repetitive and moving along. Typically, it tends to build up to help reach that hook section. And in this case, it's my highlighted area right here. That's 16 bars or measures. And in the first 8, I have that synth lead going the whole time. Actually, I have it going the whole 16. But in the first 8, with it, I have my kick and snare and my 808. And as you can see right here, down here, I also introduced a crash, which is a drum sound that you're probably familiar with. In this case, the crash helps mark a new section. As you can see, it lands right on this downbeat of the 5th measure, right where my verse starts. That's a good way to help to bring in a new section is a crash. And as you can see, then after 8 bars, then I help build it even more. I bring in the hi-hat with another crash. And that's basically this whole verse. So here's what that sounds like. One other thing I wanted to point out happening in that verse section was these 2 areas right here. As you can see right there, there's that little gap in all my sounds as well as right there. And those are beat drops. And those are another excellent way to mark in an introduction of new sounds or a new section. And as you can hear, is the first 8. It helps bring in that hi-hat and that crash as well. And then here, it's going to help bring in my chorus, which is going to be the next section. So that brings us to our next section, the chorus, or sometimes referred to as the hook. The chorus is going to be our fullest, highest point of our song. It is the most catchy and memorable section. It's the section that whenever you finish listening to a song that you leave humming or singing after one listen. Usually it's going to be 8 bars. In this case, I did use 8. And it's going to also be repetitive lyrically, whoever's rapping or singing over top of it. So here I used the second drum pattern, the more developed one, and that I used in the last video, with a double time hi-hat. So it's moving a little bit quicker, help giving that fuller sound. I do also have a crash, like I've said before, on every 4 bars. Again, helping make it sound fuller. I played a different synth lead melody to make it feel like a different section. And I also layered in a synth pad, which is another type of synth sound to help layer, making this whole section feel a little bit fuller. So those 8 bars here, my hook will sound like this. after that hook, I go straight into another 16 bar verse here. That's right here. In this case, I just did copy and paste. So the same sound. Lyrically, the rapper singer would be doing something different. And again, it would be development. It wouldn't be repetitive. They would be developing and building back to that chorus. But if you're the beat maker, it can be just copy and paste. It can be the same thing. Just lyrically, they're going to be doing something different. And then after that, I go straight into another chorus or hook, 8 bars, same thing as the first chorus. And lyrically, this is going to be repetitive. It's going to be something, again, that's catchy and memorable. And then after that, we come to our final new section, which is the outro. In this case, I did an 8-bar outro. And an outro is kind of the opposite end of an intro. It's going to be to help emotionally finish the song, wrap it up, whether that be if you want to end on a high point of repeating the chorus. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people hit with a one last hit and it just suddenly stops. In this case, I wanted to fade out with my synth lead and pad from my chorus, and it kind of just helps kind of die down the song and you just emotionally finish it. Here's what that sounds like. So after that, I have a fully thought out, arranged, full beat or song comprised of a 4-bar intro and then a 16-bar verse 1, 8-bar hook or chorus, another verse of 16 bars, another chorus 8 bars, and then my 8-bar outro, and I have that full completed song. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and that you can take something out of this video and apply to your own songwriting or beat making. Down below, I've also included a link to the stems and the files to this beat if you'd like to mess with them, arrange your own, or even maybe use it in your own beat. I've also included the full beat for free if you'd like to just write to it and sing or rap. Feel free to do that as well. And also, please like, comment, and subscribe.